Hello all, Simon Toohey here, brand ambassador for Dilmah Tea, and I'm going to make you something delicious today. Something that you can have with your tea at the same time. And we're gonna make yo-yos or melting moments, kind of like a shortbread, along with some buttercream, with shortbread at the bottom. Dunk it in, eat it, it is divine. And on top of that, I'll be using, for the cookie or the biscuit, whatever you want to call it, I'll be using the rose and vanilla tea done by Dilmah. And then, just to top it off, because we all know I like to use a double tea, I'm going to be using, for the buttercream, this Moringa and Chilli cocoa cardamom tea. Let's start with making the pastry. Put the butter and the icing sugar in the mixer and then get it going. You want to make this nice and light. You want the color to go quite light as well. Add a bit of vanilla extract and then the beautiful rose and vanilla tea by Dilmah. That is going to elevate this melting moment into something that you have never had before. Mix that through again, make sure that all that tea is incorporated into that butter. Then, when that's incorporated, get your flour and your corn flour, mix them together, and then slowly fold that into the butter mixture until you've got a very thick, kind of buttery shortbread dough. If you want to cheat like I did, just put the paddle attachment on and put it really slow, because you don't want to overwork the flour, otherwise the biscuits become chewy, and what you want is you want them to be melty and you want them to break apart and be really short. So be sure of this. Really slowly, and then when everything's incorporated, take it out. Grab the beautiful melting moment dough with the amazing rose and vanilla tea from Dilmah, and then roll it in your hands. And here's a little hack here, wet your hands a little bit. It makes it easier to work with. Roll it into perfect balls. I'd say a dessert spoon each. You want them to be about this big. Roll them and then line them up next to each other. A good inch gap between each one, just so when they melt in the oven, they don't stick together. And then wet the end of the fork and just push very gently on the top. You want that imprint. That imprint is the classic sign of the melting moment / yo-yo. Put it in the fridge for about half an hour, and then finally 160-degree oven for 15 minutes. Watch them slowly bubble away. Now you don't want too much color, if any at all, in these, because melting moments are meant to be super blonde. You don't want color like a cookie. This is not a cookie, it's a melting moment. Take them out of the oven, get a little spatula or something, or an offset spatula, and then put them on top of a cooling rack. So this next stage is gonna make this melting moment even more decadent. I'll take my butter and my icing sugar and my Dilmah tea, and I'm gonna put them all together in the mixer again with the paddle attachment and whisk until really light and fluffy. That's gonna make these melting moments top notch. Once your buttercream is done, take your melting moment cookie tops and bottoms out from the fridge, get the piping bag that has your buttercream and pipe just a little bit in each one. Take each one that looks exactly the same. You want to get kind of very uniform style biscuits. Melting moment, then your buttercream, and then another melting moment, and squeeze them together just so that cream is poking just out the edge and you know there's something delicious in there. And I've done something extra special today because I really wanted to. I wanted to reinforce that beautiful Dilmah rose and vanilla tea, and I've made a rose flower syrup. I'm gonna paint on top and then finish with a couple of dried rose petals. And that to me is the perfect everyday sweet snack. I love them. And so, in conclusion, my Dilmah rose and vanilla melting moments with rooibos, moringa, cacao, chili, and cardamom buttercream.